Greetings Highlanders fans and welcome to GoHighlanders.com's coverage of the 2011 men's soccer season. We sat down with head coach Junior Gonzalez to get his take on the upcoming season. Coach Gonzalez, thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Before we talk about 2011, let's take a quick look back at 2010. Last year was a pretty significant season for the Highlanders, coming up just one win short of tying the program mark for victories in a season and staying in the hunt for a postseason berth until the last weekend of competition. What do you think you and the returning players took away from the experience of last season?
Well, I think it gave us some confidence that we can, take care of business late in the conference season. We had, 5 overtime games that we didn't turn over, that we feel were extremely close to getting us over the hump and having a winning season. We had a young group per se, with only a few seniors from last year's class that started on the field, that we feel are built into a quality, non-traditional season, where we only lost one match and prepared to come into the season starting with some confidence and some results prior to getting into conference this year.
You already mentioned the seniors from last year: Tyler Wilson, Normando Mariscal, Arnie Sanchez, Nisa Hatifi, and then you had Jeff Mowdy around the program as well, acting as sort of a student assistant. Who replaces their contributions both on and off the field this year?
Well, I think the junior class that was in last year's team that are now seniors. We have some guys that are stepping into the leadership roles. All 3 goalkeepers. Nick Goldreich is around this year, which was the captain for us last season, and all 3 keepers have leadership roles in our team. We have Cesar Diaz and Aziz Satanda that have played a ton of minutes going into their senior years, that we're feeling that could contribute and help our team have success on and off the field. And out of the starting group last season, Tyler and Arnulfo and Nisa were 3 guys that got significant minutes, that we feel with the addition of Raf Amian, the progress of Juan Valladolid and Hayden Leslie in that center back position will help firm up that position. And we have numerous freshmen that are incoming that we feel can contribute right away and fill some of those gaps. We also have Jose Diaz at the center back position, that's now a junior, that leads the team on the field and off the field, that we feel is going to make a big contribution. And we're excited about our young freshman class. We feel that they're going to contribute and fill the void of some of the freshmen that left. Tyler Wilson was a big impact player and is now playing professionally, and we feel that that position we've kind of done a good job of grooming a younger player into those spots. So.
You already mentioned the goalkeeping. Nick Goldreich back between the pipes again, an experienced backup in Cody Supe. What do you expect out of that position this year?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been tight with all 3 goalkeepers. I wouldn't count out Alex Abelson as well. Right now, as of now, we're not set on a starting keeper. We feel that Nick's given us a good year last year, but Cody played extremely hard over the summer to push him, and Alex is coming back from injury and is looking extremely sharp as well. So, all 3 of those goalkeepers are top students on our team and great leaders, and so we're still trying to figure that position out, to be honest with you.
Any wiggle room in the rules to play 2 keepers at once? Since
There's
you got
no
3
wiggle
veterans?
room.
None?
It would be nice, but it's not gonna happen.
All right, you mentioned that you've got some good young players that are going to be able to step in this year. Who are some of the newcomers that Highlanders fans won't be familiar with unless they've just sort of checked out the website and read some bios, who you think are going to make an impact this year?
We have, starting from the top, we have quite a few forwards that we're bringing in. Neo Ignacio played with the Galaxy Youth Academy, that we feel is going to be able to come on and contribute with some minutes and help us score some goals. We have JP Medina and Juan Mendoza as as 2 center mids that are playmaking ability to give depth for Alex Roca's position. And then we have some good quality outside mids with Julio Reyes, which comes here from Reno Valley, Paris, that we feel is very technical and quality on the ball. And in the back, Kyle Summerhill, that's very strong, athletic outside back. He's typically a midfielder that we've converted into an outside back position. Eric Johansson is also someone that's come from Northern Cal that we feel can give us some spot minutes in the back. And Otis as well. Otis, we feel, he's our first international student athlete here, and he's a left-footed player that we feel can give us some minutes at outside back position as well.
They also have a bit of a new look on the sidelines, but a name and an individual who's familiar to people who've been following the program since its inception, Nat Gonzalez, back on the sideline. He was the original head coach of the Highlanders. You served under him for 3 seasons. What does his return mean to the club as a coach, and what will his specific duties be with the team?
Well, Nat has a ton of experience. He's obviously started this program and got us and off to a good start in Division I. He's been in numerous places across the country, mostly on the women's side. Works with the women's national team, with the Goalkeepers, works with the local club. Fortunately, he's getting his master's right now. Stepped away from the women's side and agreed to come in and coach our keepers and coach our field players for the season. We're hoping that is a stay for more than 1 season, but we feel that he's contributed a ton already in preseason. And it's just nice to be back on the bench with him and working together. I think between him and Tim Capello, we have a good quality staff that communicate well and relay information to the players in a positive manner.
Well, the season opener is less than a week away. You've had 2 scrimmages and exhibition matches. What did you learn about your team during those 2 matches that maybe you didn't know, and what sort of things were reinforced?
Well, the first scrimmage, we approached it as playing everyone that was eligible. We wanted to make sure that we saw everyone against a quality opponent. And we learned a lot about our team and just kind of see where everyone was at in their development through preseason. Second scrimmage, we felt we wanted to just go and focus on getting a result, number 1 priority. And in doing so, we were dealt with some adversity. We were having a man down for quite a while in the match. And so it forced us to do some situational play and get a result that we feel is going to help us in the future, whether it's a man-down situation or being down a goal late and fighting to put ourselves in a position to get into overtime. And so it was good. It was, I think, for us, we learned a lot about our group. We're focused on Bakersfield. And I think that's the main point of scrimmages, is to get confidence going into that season opener.
Big West Conference, always one of the toughest conferences in soccer in the nation. You've got a non-conference schedule, however, that includes the likes of Bakersfield, who you mentioned, UNLV, St. Mary's, Sac State. How do you look at your scheduling of your non-conference opponents? What's your philosophy when it comes to that scheduling to prepare you for the Big West?
Well, we typically try to get out of region once each year and try to play some out-of-region opponents. For us, we wanted to schedule some Western region opponents that had success in the NCAA tournament, so as benchmarks for us to get results against them, so that as we get into conference, we're beating some ranked opponents and preparing ourselves for some of the tough competition in the Big West.
You mentioned benchmark games. Are there specific games that you circle on the calendar that, okay, this is a game that we're going to kind of know how we're doing as a team, or are they all sort of benchmark games?
For me, it's important that we have success early to get confidence going into our conference opener. We have Santa Barbara here at home in our first match, and I would say that every team in the Western region now is a benchmark game. I think our region and the quality of opponents, there's no team that you can look at and look past. I think every game that we play, we're taking it game by game. Ideally, we want to be sharpening everything up by the Jacksonville games that we're playing. We're playing North Florida and Jacksonville, as still playing quality games in the beginning, but at least getting prepared for conference that weekend will tell us a lot. If we have some success, a winning record, and we get 2 results out of region on the road, I think it'll help us prepare for Santa Barbara and the rest of the conference opponents.
Well, you mentioned Santa Barbara. The conference coaches poll came out last week. UC Santa Barbara picked up 6 of the 7 first place votes. Cal Poly received the other nod. What makes those 2 teams the team to beat this year, and how do you see the rest of the conference shaking out?
Santa Barbara's earned the respect within the conference for some of the results. Obviously the results in conference and winning a national championship recently is always a plus. But San Luis Obispo, they're returning quite a few players, so they have a large senior class. To me, the coaches' polls mean nothing really, to be honest. You're looking at last year's results. We were voted last in this conference, yet we didn't finish last in last season. Northridge was below us, and with 1 win late in the season, that puts us up to 4th in the conference. So reality is that we don't put too much attention to those coaches' polls. The players play the game, and New Year's a new year, so we don't focus too much on those coaches' pools. Every team in our conference is solid. We don't look past anyone, and we're prepared to compete and get results against every team.
And how do you see the Highlanders finishing this year?
For me, like I said, we take it game by game. Our goal is to get into the top 4 conference and compete to get into the NCAA tournament at the end of the year. We want to be playing on the 9th and 12th of November. That's our goal.
Well, if come early November we are preparing for a first-round Big West Conference tournament match, what are the things that have happened to make that a reality throughout the season?
I'd say consistency, sticking with our tactics and our game plan, and developing as a team, the chemistry amongst the team, the buy-in, what we're trying to accomplish, and every day making sure that we put the work in on the training grounds and film sessions and in the classroom that prepares us to be mentally prepared. In this conference, it's tough. You got to be mentally strong, and you got to grind it out in order to get into a position to be playing in the Final Four in conference and obviously in the NCAA tournament.
Thanks so much for your time, Coach. Good luck throughout the 2011 campaign.
Thank you very much.